Two, one. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Crash Course Metal Show. I am your host, Krash, and today we got a special guest here. We got Justin Adams of Oshian. What is up, brother? How you doing?
Oh, not too much, man. Just getting back from the gym a little bit ago, so I'm like pumped up,
Oh
just
yeah,
ready to
feeling
go.
good.
Yeah,
Feeling
coming
good.
coming down from the pumped upness, for lack of a better term.
There you
So
go.
pretty
Nice, man.
stoked to have a conversation with you, man. Face to face, even if this is electronic and
Well,
all that fun stuff.
yeah, the next best thing, right?
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah,
yeah, man.
definitely dug the album review. By the way, thank you for that
No
honest
problem.
review.
No problem, man. It's a good album. There's no faking any of that, So it's a good album all around.
I
I
mean,
like
this
it.
guy.
Yes, sir. Right here. I got
Hey,
yeah, there you
hey,
go.
there we go.
Flooded,
You have a
man. Flooded.
signature on yours.
Yeah.
Yours is cooler.
Yeah, man. Look at that. All right. Yeah. So definitely pretty much just want to fill in like the audience here. Can you tell us a little bit about your band, Oshian, and a little bit about yourself as well? Justin Adams,
Sure.
of course, here. You know,
Yeah.
definitely, I guess more like your influences and such, or your musical upbringing. Fill us in, man.
So, okay, Ocean, we'll start with Ocean. That started all the way back in 2012.
Okay.
And we originally were Wild So Cold, the original lineup of Ocean, right before we changed our name to Ocean. We changed that and that branding, I guess you could say, to Ocean in 2012, January, to be specific. That's when we started launching all the pages and all that stuff. And that's when we started playing shows. It was in March. And we've been through X amount of members. I want to say 20 just to round it off. Had
Wow.
one, two, three. I'm the fourth vocalist of the band.
Okay.
Of course, none of the other vocalists are on the full length record. We had like recordings that are really old previous to that had some of the old vocalists on, which aren't available online anymore because they're just old and really bad.
The
You don't want to
production's not as good on it either,
Yeah.
as such. Yeah, okay, I gotcha.
So yeah, just played a bunch of shows for freaking years. For about 2012 to 2018. I was a singer from August of 2014, and well, I guess you could still say I am. And I'm the only member right now currently.
Okay.
So basically, 2018, I actually played my last show. That was the last time I played a show with Ocean, and I headed off for LA actually.
Okay.
And lived there for 2 years and couldn't get Ocean going on out there. Just couldn't find people that were reliable. It's hard to organize things with people out there. It was just difficult adjusting to the life out there. But I did join a band called Revenge for a while. I was playing bass for them.
Okay.
And played at the Whiskey A Go Go down, the Southern California coast a little bit. That was fun.
Nice. Okay.
But then, during the pandemic, I was having some mental, health issues. I was having some financial issues. So I just decided to move back home to Pennsylvania here, and just been working on music since, and have been just trying slowly but surely to bring it back to life and start playing shows again. But regardless, I've just been writing and recording, and I do to I don't know if you want me to answer this now, if you want to save this for later with anything new going on.
Yeah, go ahead.
So,
yeah. Yep.
Sure. So yeah, I have a song called True Intentions that is not on the record. That was actually just released on January 1st of this year.
Okay.
You guys want to go check that out. And then I have a few other tracks that I'm going to be releasing off an EP, which is unnamed at the current moment, but I do have songs in the works. And some of them are finished and some of them aren't.
Okay.
As far as the recording, mixing and mastering, all that fun stuff.
Sounds good. Yeah, because that definitely was a question of mine. Is there anything new, at least an EP coming out? But obviously. All right. So are you kind of you mentioned about having many vocalists and just band members in general over the years. Now, are you planning on sticking to the vocals for the foreseeable future, at least, for the EP? But after
no doubt about it.
Even?
Yep, no doubt about it.
Okay.
Yep. I'm a bona fide vocalist in my book. So I started out, I should have said I did start out just as a guitar player. That was it. And I did some backing vocals until 2014. And it was really a thing of necessity. It was like I just was trying out people. They were either unreliable or they just weren't the right vibe. They weren't the right vocalists. Even if they were good, some of them were just bad. I was trying out, and just got to the point where I was just like, you know what, like I can sing a little bit here. Like, why not try it? And I had a bunch of people that were like encouraging me, you should sing for your band. And I was like, no, 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 for the longest time. I just wanted to play guitar. I was really stubborn about it. And I was like, nah, nah. And then I just fell into it. So yeah, that's definitely going to be a thing. And I'm more, and as we go on, it's like 8 years now. Yeah, since 2014 almost. Since I took over the vocals, like I feel more confident as a vocalist. Like I consider myself more of a vocalist than a guitar player now, actually.
Okay.
To tell you the
All
truth.
right, nice. Yeah, I
So,
think definitely the record shows just on the record itself. Just like you got some rank, like you got rank, like not every song sounds vocally the same, and I like that, from it. So that definitely, I think
I appreciate
that's
that. Yeah.
that's definitely a good thing that you're taking over, that you
And
are doing vocals and you're not really looking for anything else. I think your
right.
voice fits perfect. So,
And to add on to that, like where I don't sound the same every song, like that's actually a very conscientious thing too. Like I make sure that I try to sound a little different from each song to each song, because I don't want everything to sound the same. I get bored super quick, so
yes,
like if an album sounds all the same, it could be like the band could be super freaking talented,
right.
but if
Yeah,
it
I
all
agree.
sounds the freaking same, I'm just like,
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
agree with
no
you.
offense to anybody that does that, it
Yeah.
works for
Oh,
some people,
yeah,
but not
exactly.
for
Like,
me.
and that goes like across all like subgenres of metal for me too. Like, you could have, all heavy stuff, like all heavy tracks, but if your whole album is just fast and heavy and sounds the same, I get bored, and it's just,
Yeah.
and same thing with even like Rat to an extent, like the band Rat, on the glam side, it's like
Mhm.
some of their stuff starts sounding the same, and it's like, I mean, it's cool, it's all like, it's a good song, but like you
You're
said,
just
you
like,
just get bored of
man.
it.
Yeah,
So yeah,
right.
man.
I
So
haven't
yeah,
listened to any Rat albums all the way through to like confirm that, but I only know like 3 of their songs, to be honest, but
hey,
they're
yeah,
good.
yeah, but
Yeah.
you got, I'm sure you know
Yeah. I
the
got the
bands,
idea
obviously,
though.
So yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, and that's why I like how you added like keyboard and piano as well.
Oh yeah. Stuff's
Definitely,
cool.
I like the variety, and so
Word.
definitely that's what helped rank it up in my book. So you know, there's a
Yeah.
little things I took notice of, are pretty cool. So
And it's appreciated. I even like how you said something about the bass and like just the overall production. That had to make my producer feel good if he watched it. Hayden Calhoun.
okay,
If
yeah.
not for me, by the way, yeah, I had to make him feel good. Like he's really good, and I'm actually working with him right now,
All
actually,
right,
on
okay.
some other things. He got
Uh,
10 times better at what he does, by the way.
Producing with working with
Yeah.
you producing wise. Okay, all right.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right, cool. Because I know you did say he do some help like instrumentally?
Yep.
Was it on the
A little
album?
bit.
Oh, okay, all right.
Like a little
Yeah.
bit, just like there were like a few like parts like in the harmony section of Argument of Fools, like the title track.
Mm-hmm.
That like he added like the tail end of that. That was him that wrote like that
Okay.
part. I don't know if anybody specifically, knows that part off the top of your head.
Right.
I don't expect you to know that, but that's the part that he specifically added,
Okay,
and
nice.
it was like, whoa, that's cool, way cooler. He's a very talented guy himself. He plays guitar for a band called If Not For Me, and he does some backing vocals for them. He's super freaking talented.
All right,
Go
nice.
check him out. I'm gonna
Yeah.
mindlessly plug them
Okay,
too.
yeah, that's
on
fine.
here.
That's fine. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out then. So yeah,
It's not
and then,
about just not to cut you off, but it's not
yeah,
about
no,
just bringing I'm talking about Oshian. I like to build up other people too and other bands
exactly.
too.
I
You know what I
mean,
mean? It's
we're
a
all trying
community.
to get through this together, So I mean,
Absolutely.
it's not for me a no cutthroat type deal, like I'll help you, we help, we all help each other
Hell
out,
yeah, man.
So
It's awesome, and I appreciate you having me on here, by the
yeah,
way.
no problem, man. So
Yeah.
another question here I'm thinking of, for the cover artwork, what was the idea, focus behind that,
Just being like something that just looks out of the ordinary, really depressing, basically
Yeah.
something that looks distraught. That was what I sent to the guy. His name's Hunter Durr. I don't know if he's still doing graphic work, but yeah, like I just sent that concept idea. It was very basic, it's basically what I told him, and he came up with that, and I'm like, that's freaking cool.
Yeah.
Like, let's stick with that.
Well, I was gonna say definitely it does fit I guess the mood of the album a little bit, well, more than a little bit, just that
Right
the lyrics,
Good.
lyrically and such, so but yeah, definitely
sure.
I think it works, because sometimes like just albums just don't have good covers, and it can
Yep.
enhance or hurt, if you can't like perceive something with what you're feeling,
Yeah, a lot of times artwork does attract you to buying the record more, even
Mhm.
if like you
That's
aren't
the
like sure what that is. Like I personally don't think I've ever bought a record like that, but I've heard a lot of people say like, "Oh, I didn't know what this was, but I love the album artwork, so I
right.
bought it."
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
they fell in love with the music. So that's
Exactly.
always really freaking cool to hear.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Any idea? I guess it might be a little early, but any idea on the EP cover? You got any ideas for that?
sure. Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be along the same like. Okay, so like the funny thing is this is perfect because like about a week ago I talked to the guy on the phone about it. It's gonna be along the ideas of like being like distraught again and depressed and anxious and blah blah blah. It's
Right.
going to be along that nature, but it's going to have a little bit more of like actual like it's hard to explain. Like we went into it a little bit more elaborately on the phone, like we were really discussing this.
Oh
It's
yeah,
going
you
to
have to.
have
Yeah.
more of an image of a person in there. Like they said
Okay.
something about using actual like photography for it, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I gotcha. So
so
yeah,
it's
because I was
freaking
gonna
gonna be
say,
cool.
back to the review of mine, I when I mentioned Black Veiled Brides, like, what was kind of your thought? Because I was gonna ask you before I did the review of it and say, hey, what's your view? Like, some bands are like, don't compare me to this band, like, keep, like, or
Mhm.
whatever, but like, you kind of have to like describe what, somewhat.
You're feeling,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So,
seeing whatever.
so
Well, yeah, I mean, I would say like I always would tell people if like you have to compare it to any bands, it would be exactly what you said, Avenged Sevenfold meets Black Veil Brides, because
right.
that most of the time when I was writing these songs, that's mainly who I was listening to at the time actually, and
Okay.
Bullet for My Valentine, that'd be
Right.
another one
Yes. Yep.
I'd throw in there, like definitely those are my biggest three influences. Oops, probably spoiler alert for your later question.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. We'll elaborate
but
on that later. Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, no, like yeah, no, that nails it actually. If anything, if you're going to compare it to anything like that I was like, oh, okay, he definitely looked into this really like quite well,
Yeah. Yeah. Because I
yeah,
was gonna say,
he
because
dove in.
like that kind of like subgenre, you could say, of that time era. Like, I'm not the strongest in that era
Hmm?
per se, but definitely those bands came to mind there. There's top tier bands like that came to mind. So yeah, definitely. But yeah, any word? Obviously, you don't have an active band at the moment, band members at the moment.
Right on, yeah.
Any word on possibly doing any kind of shows soon in Pennsylvania or anything like that?
I wish I could tell you something, but like not until I have like a good unit together. I mean, there's
Right.
talks of having like I've been talking to some people about trying to get together and play some shows, at least fill-ins, but
Right.
not no, there's nothing set in stone. But
Yeah.
I've had offers, to be, believe it or not, yeah. I'm just like can't right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Yeah. If it doesn't fit, man, you just don't want to force it. So I hear that.
No, no. I don't
So
want to. I don't want to go into this like not being prepared. Like a show. That's
yeah.
uncomfortable.
I hear you, brother. But I
Yeah.
mean, and I guess pretty much I pretty much asked a lot of the album. Or I guess let me ask you this about Pathetic.
Sure.
Was it a preference for you to be like, let me get the electric out as a
Um.
single compared to the acoustic? What was kind of your thought process on between the two?
Well. Okay. So the electric version was recorded first. Like these were recorded like 9 months apart from each other.
Okay.
So that had a lot to do with it. Like, but the nice thing was like, cause I remember you saying something about like how my vocals open up more on Pathetic Acoustic, which I
Yes.
agree.
Mhm.
And that time period between the court recordings being released allowed me to be like, oh, like I could do this better. I could do that better. And of
Okay.
course, Hayden, the producer, he got a lot of good takes out of me as well.
Right.
Um, so yeah, it just allowed me time to be like, okay, like I can improve on this and do better. And so that's why, in my opinion, and I remember what you said, like
Mhm.
that's why it came out more
Okay.
like you just heard more depth,
Because I
to like what
tried
I'm about to come.
to, each time I listened to each one, I tried to take notice if it was the same vocal track, like master vocal track. So it's not then. Okay.
Nah, we
Okay.
recorded everything separate. It was
Okay.
it was all organic. It was good. Yeah, yeah, I
Certainly.
love it.
Okay. Okay. Because I just wasn't
Preferred
sure.
that way, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I just wasn't
Yeah.
sure if that was like the acoustics itself just bringing the vocal track out, or was it, like you said, done at different times? So,
Yep.
yeah. All right. Cool, man. So, yeah, definitely that's, I got at least one more question here for you.
Sure.
So you did tell us kind of like your biggest influence or your favorite band or, what, but so do you have a favorite album of all time as far as what kind of put you where you are today, or even just a current one now that you can't see yourself living without for the rest of your life?
Sure, I know what that album definitely is, and it might surprise you and a lot of people because anytime I tell anybody this, they're like, "Wow, your music sounds nothing like this band at all," and that is the Subliminal Verses by Slipknot. I
Okay.
kid you not.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
I
that
actually
is
had that album.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good. I used to listen to that album religiously. Like it was like an obsession. Like I would come home from school pissed off. Somebody said something to me that upset me. I throw that on and I just feel so much better. It was like a religion, man. Like with that album and that band, like
Yeah.
Slipknot. Yeah, that was the band that made me want to play guitar, and be like, I want to do this for a living, believe it or not. Even though my music doesn't really sound too much like theirs, really, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, I don't necessarily pick up anything like that. Well, off of Volume 3 or Subliminal Message anyway. So, but like, I have to say, since I'm pretty familiar with the album that you're talking about, what's the best? What do you think is your favorite track off that album?
Every track is really good.
That is true. That is true. Good.
Ooh, if I had to pick one, probably Duality, because that was the first song I heard off that record, and that was the first. Like I saw the music video, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is something I needed in my life." I had no idea like this existed. I was 13 when I first heard it, and I was just like,
"Okay, yeah, and I was roughly around the same as well, yeah, so a little younger, but yeah, definitely, I would have to say, Opium to People. I remember the intro to that, like, just like I heard it 5 seconds ago, and I haven't heard it for 2 years, So yeah, like Vermilion Part 2 is really good as well.
That's a great acoustic track, man.
It is.
I prefer that over the Part 1, to be honest with you.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. Yeah.
Even though both songs are fantastic. And speaking of Slipknot, I actually just saw them 2 weeks ago for the first time in my life.
Did you? How was the show?
Oh, dude, mind blowing.
Everything that you thought it was, huh?
Yeah, everything plus more, because you're just there and they're just like, Corey is just so freaking charismatic and just makes you feel like you're a part of something, and it's genuine. It's not like fake, you know what I mean?
Right,
like he really seems to care, like that you guys about his fans, Yeah. The maggots, out there. Yeah.
Exactly. There you go. Yep.
Yeah, it was magical, man. It was something I needed. It was that Joe's dose of, metal church, I guess you could say, or therapy, lack of better terms.
Yeah, that's what I hear from everyone that goes to see him, say pretty much the same like feeling, same what they bring back home,
Absolutely. It took me back to those days when I was a teenager, and now I'm listening to them a little bit more again. It's just bringing back those memories, just having a good time blasting them in my room and, just going crazy,
Yes, sir. That's what it all, that's just what metal and rock does to us in general, and that's how it's supposed to be.
I agree with you, man. Yeah, it should inspire people and make them feel like they're part of something, Yeah.
Exactly.
Alleviate anxiety and some depression, at least, for a period of time, or hopefully forever,
anything.
Everybody's different.
Yeah, anything positive, that's a plus. That's anything positive that comes from it is a positive. So
absolutely, man. Couldn't agree more with you.
All right, brother. That's pretty much all I have for you right now. Unless you can you tell where fans or my audience here can reach you or like to find you?
Yeah, sure. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twitch, even though Oshian doesn't have a separate Twitch. but you can basically find me anywhere. Like, I mean, just really just Google Oshian, Oshin. Of course, like you'll have that everywhere anyway. So why am I spelling it out? But
You're good. Hey, I will also
yeah.
put the links to your YouTube and Facebook as well in the description, or and your website as well in the description.
That'd be appreciated. We do have a website. Yeah, I always forget about that one for some reason.
Yeah. I mean,
but we do have a website. Yeah.
It does seem kind of like just like websites are kind of like no one thinks about them anymore. It's either like some of the big, it's all the big tech stuff now, you know? So, but yeah, definitely I will put them in the description for everyone if they're interested to check you out. And like I said, brother, I appreciate you coming on. Appreciate
you having me.
Yeah, man. We will definitely for the EP that you release, we will have you on. You can talk about that as well. So.
That sounds great, man. Like, again, I'd be appreciated, and this was fun, man. I like doing
man.
This stuff, so.
It's always good to talk music, man. It's been a while since I've done it, so and you know I'm glad we're getting the tires rolling again. So
yeah, and also anybody that came over from my channel, subscribe to his freaking channel too, man. Give him a like, drop a comment.
Most appreciated, my man. Thank you.
Share it.
So
Krash Kourse Metal Show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, guys. That pretty much wraps up this show. We want to thank Justin Adams for coming on again. And guys, if you like what we do here with the interviews, the reactions, the reviews, there's more coming. We got more interviews coming as well. So click the subscribe button, hang out with us, leave a comment, say hi to Justin. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be back around to see who's all here. So definitely. Awesome. All right, my friends, for me and Justin, we will see you guys later.
Keep on rocking, guys.